Hey guys, James here. This episode of the VW bus restoration, we're going to be throwing this nose on this guy over there. I'm so excited. It's been a long time. I bought this stupid nose 2 years ago, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get that nose on in like a couple weeks. And here it is 2 years later. What do you know? Eric's laughing over there. Let's get this going. All right, here we go. We got Eric is working on removing the front nose sheet metal. As we can see, there is a lot of damage on this nose. I'm probably going to keep it and maybe put it on the end of a outdoor bar or something, but that whole front edge there needs to be repaired on the inside as well, so we'll just make a piece to repair that. And I'm actually thinking about raising that bottom edge of the bus up about 1 inch so that it matches the rocker panels. So he's got all those spot welds drilled out with a spot weld drilling drill bit, which is almost like a end mill. You can see all those spots there, and then peel that away. We got that damage up there to repair, your typical damage underneath the windshield. And then on the edge there, it's basically folded over, so we're gonna grind that edge away and just try to carefully grind away the old nose. There it is right there. The headlight buckets are separate pieces which have to be welded in. Face shield, even though he almost cut his front lip off with a grinding wheel once. A little grinding wheel broke and flew off a quarter panel and kind of cut the bottom of his bottom lip off. You'd think he would wear a face shield. So we're kind of just making a low cut here. The new panel goes up about 3 or 4 inches from that edge there, but we figured we would make a first cut, and we can always cut more. There is multiple layers there, so you're just trying to cut through just the outside sheet metal layer and not any of the inner support. Take your time on that and just you can kind of go by feel and get through that first layer. And so here's where we have the edge peeled over, and you can see here you have the bottom piece, which is the curled over part, the middle, which is the inner panel, and then the outside one is the outer panel. So basically you're just kind of grinding it away to break it apart, and then you can just go in and just peel off that inner piece. So he's just carefully taking his time. He's actually, see how he's holding the grinder? He's holding it actually kind of just on the top edge, and so that way he can really see it when it just pops away. So you don't want to grind away any of the inner edge at all, or the inner support piece. So you can see here how this panel has like about a 1/2 inch crease on there, and that's so that the nose can pop over that inner support structure, and then you got to hammer and dolly that edge over. So that whole seam will have to get bent over about more than 90 degrees, about 120 degrees maybe. Yep. See my little finger? Just like that. Bend that edge over right on that crease line. And you may even have to kind of recreate a new line. And you're probably going to want to put your doors on and off a couple of times to make sure that, that seam is good. So what we're looking at there is all of this like wool wax type of stuff that Z-Bard or something. This was up in Kentucky. Oh, there she goes. Ba-bam. That definitely looks like some yard art. I have a little outdoor area that I want to turn into an outdoor hangout bar area that I think I'm gonna either just hang it from under the bar or hang it in the back. Maybe I'll do a little paint job on it, or who knows. A lot of cleanup to do there. I'm really wishing I had one of those laser cleaning machines right now where I could just blast all that and be done with it. So these guys here, I made these little strips, and we put little marks here and there, and that was to mark where I guess I didn't show that earlier, where the lip was on the front nose. So I was concerned about putting the new nose on and then, you know, the windshield not fitting. So we made, I think, 4 of those strips, and we marked where they go, and then they clamp up at the top edge and you can swing them down. And then when we're putting the nose on, we'll use those to make sure that the nose panel isn't too high, where all of a sudden you go to put the windshield in and you got the whole thing done and in there and the windshield won't fit, because that would really suck.
All right, guys, so I'm prepping this underside of this nose here. I'm hoping that in a week or two, once I'm a little more healed from my second arm surgery here, that I'll be able to get some more work done. But right now I'm just trying to get anything done that I can with one arm here. So I'm gonna, basically this bottom edge that's gonna get the new nose welded onto. I'm not really sure about this edge here. I won't really know until we go to install it. If this gets, maybe some panel bond we'll use along here that bonds the new panel on. And then same thing up in here, and then we'll weld along there, and we'll weld along the pinch welds. So I'm just gonna spray some of this weld through primer along the bottom, just this bottom edge here, and then I'm gonna just hand paint all of this in here with some black Rust-Oleum. So I'm just going to be using some of this Rust-Oleum satin, low sheen. I mean, this stuff lasts, you know, a year or two sitting outside on lawn furniture and shit, so it should last forever behind the nose of this bus. So something I can do with my arm, and I can just, you know, I'm just going to sit here and meditate while I brush on some paint. You know what I mean? I'm literally 9 weeks now in this sling here. I was 6-7 weeks. I had just gotten out of the sling, and they had to do another surgery on my bicep. So now I'm another 6-7 weeks in this sling. So it's getting pretty old, but I'm gonna try to get something done here. Just gonna go ahead and do another coat here. And I got nothing else to do today, so I'm just gonna take my time and get this on. Voila! Simple. So basically that leaves, I left it to where, you know, the bottom edge, this edge, I gotta clean that up a little bit. But it's ready to put the front end on. The new nose over there, I'm gonna probably do the same thing on that. I'll just put a nice coat of Rust-Oleum on the back, and we'll call it a day. All right, we are working on the old nose here, baby. So I just, go on the back side here. I'm working outside today, so I'm trying to be quiet. So I just marked and drilled holes and sanded it up, and I'm just gonna do like 4 spots on each one, and that's all it's gonna need, I think, because they're awfully tight. And I could always put some panel bond in there too, but I don't think it's gonna need it. It's getting dark out. Alright, so I'm going to be using this seam sealer. I'm just going to put some seam sealer along the edge here. But it does say to apply to painted or primered surfaces only. So anyways, just cleaned it up with some degreaser and wax remover. I'm going to hit it with this acid etch primer. And then tomorrow I will put the seam sealer on. Alright, so I'm just going to scuff up this primer. That was like a day or two ago that I sprayed these. And then I'm going to hit it with this seam sealer. Put a bead around it. This stuff's, I'm having to squeeze to death just to get this thing to come out. It is, and then I just kind of finger banged it with my fingers. finger banged it with some acetone just to smooth it out. Exciting, I know. All right, so I just hit it with the old Scotch-Brite, scuffed it, and I'm gonna let this dry for a half hour or so, and then I'm going to give it a coat of Rust-Oleum. I'm gonna go show you the factory one. The factory one, this whole area right here, had no paint on it at all because of the air system. So when they painted, they couldn't get air in there. They didn't paint these first. So this is gonna be way more corrosion protected than it ever was from the factory. There's the old nose. So we can see this factory nose, you know, that there was no seam sealing around that, which really it's not rusted out a little bit, but no paint under here at all. And then no paint up here, and no paint there. And that's probably one of the reasons why they always rust along here. You know, even though this is angled back, which lets the water run down the windshield over the seal, and then it gets stuck in there. But also because there's no paint, so over time they rusted. All right, just using the old Rust-Oleum satin. This is the same can of paint that I use on the axles on my Jeep, and they look great year after year. Sometimes I touch them up, but easy peasy. So I brushed it off. I'm just gonna do a little bit of this, a little bit of dippy do, and a little bit of paint-a-roo. I'm just gonna start right up here. I'm not gonna get too crazy with it, guys. Really, just, you know, if it needs a little friend, just put another little friend over there. Little rock, little Bob Ross style. All right, so we're putting on the nose today, and I got the doors like exactly where I want them with all of this. So I'm gonna drill an 1/8" hole through the hinge and into the other part. And that way we can put a little 1/8" dowel pin in there when we go to reset the doors. So with the shims and that dowel pin, they should be pretty close to where they need to be. All right, we're going over the top here. We're seam sealing the inside of this fresh air box that we have to kind of graft back in. Eric's finger banging it. He's 60 years old now, so he's still finger banging. So you probably don't have to do this on your front end if you're doing it, but mine, this was all rusted out because there was rats living in there if you went back a bunch of episodes, and it was completely rotted out. So I got this from a neighbor, happened to be like a half a mile away, had this piece for sale. And so we just grafted it in, and then this is all gonna get foam and glue to the AC unit we got in there too. So we're kind of saving the fresh air system and having AC all in the same bunch. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna just put some goo on that?
Yeah.
Let me just do it on here.
Stay down below it.
Yeah. This is flowing much better than that other shit. So we made it where it kind of overlaps right here. It just kind of fits right in there. Oh yeah. Good shot of Eric. Put some muscle into it, Eric. Oh yeah, baby. All right, so yeah, let's throw it up there. We know we're gonna do the bottom edge. We're probably gonna do this top edge.
Yep.
Weld. We're gonna seam seal this. I think this is gonna be the hardest part of getting it flat up on that, but maybe that seam sealer will help with that whole thing. Because this ain't moving. You know, I do think this edge here, we need to trim this back And I think it's a little bit wonky. We also need to find our little windshield measuring sticks we made. So these we made before we took the nose off, these little parts, and we've got marks up here. And that's just to make sure that we put the nose exactly where it was before, because it would really suck to get it all in and then get a windshield and it not be able to go in. I don't even know what you would do if it was like up by like an 1/8 inch or a 1/4 inch and the windshield wouldn't go in. That would really suck. Here, lift your little tab up. Bam. They call me the working man. That's what I am. I mean, I'm hitting over here. This has a long ways to go to, you know.
Yep.
You know, did this flex back or does?
Well, you remember the original nose was hit in the front. See how it's all
Yeah.
flattened out? So I wouldn't push this back to that. I would pull that forward. Because see, look at the other nose. See this flat spot right on where
Yeah.
the line is?
Well, probably once we start clamping and shit.
Yeah.
And like here, we could, you know, we're gonna have to do. There's nothing to clamp to. Well, I guess we can clamp on here, but like probably have to put like a couple sheet metal screws
Yeah.
here
This one.
to kind of draw it in, and then.
Yep.
All right. This is really, really, really riveting TV. It is. I wonder why nobody watches these videos, and it's like I think I know why.
Well, we can start a new segment on this. So people get to in the comments vote in whether or not James keeps his Detroit T-shirt for 30 years that he's been wearing, or he should cancel it. Hello. So, or should he? Or should James keep it until the end of the build?
Yeah, there you go. I'm not throwing this shirt away till the end of this build.
Well, Alex said she was going to brunch. I thought that was going to be a brunch.
I got it. I guess it wasn't clamped good.
All right, so we're just kind of pre-setting this up with some self-tappers. Yeah, that pulls it right in good.
Back single story, the middle 2-story.
All right, so we're putting this matte 66 that I had from.
I'm just hoping that when we finish this, we put the Volkswagen motor in, and he steps on the gas, it doesn't go anywhere. We're gonna have to put the small block out the way.
I almost bought a Subaru motor the other day.
Oh, that would be good.
Kids doing pottery. It's pottery day apparently. So I got a bunch of my pots out that I'm photographing. And Mackenzie's over here with her friends. Say hi, friends.
Hi.
Mac's trying to throw a pot over here.
Sucking.
She's looking out on the lake. She's a little wobbly there, Mac. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna do the little panel bond action around that thing. Action shot.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to use this guy here, the skin zipper, and try to go along the edge here. Alright, so that's sort of done. I'm going to have to go along with the hammer and dolly and dollar some more.
So he come out looking at it, and I'm like, Bob came out and talked to me about it, and we're looking at it, and he's like, yeah, he goes, wow, the whole bottom of the hood was rusted. So I posted him on and he said, dude, I thought you said it was 7. I said,
Alright, so I got a pretty good seam going here. I'm just going to kind of weld, hammer down, weld. It's really thin there though, so take your time, boys.
Oh, would you look at that?
Would you look at that?
Just look at it.
Look at that. You got a hammer in that thing? Oh, was I supposed to weld that strap on? Alright, so I just put like tacks, you know, whatever, spot welds every half inch or so, and you can see how much farther the new panel hangs down. It's about 3/8 of an inch, about a 1/4 inch here, 1/4 inch. I'm gonna wait to trim that until I get the bumper on, and then we'll make sure that the bumper is just a smidge lower than the sheet metal, so the bumper will be scraping and not this. And I'm gonna fit, and out here, I haven't done anything with this yet because this little tab here, I think you probably crimp this over and maybe you could put some spots on it. I'm probably gonna end up cutting this off and completely welding it smooth because I want my bumper to be really nice fitting here on the nose, so. I need to be more organized.
It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity.
I know, 2 years. All right, guys, that's it. I guess on the front end here, we got it all welded up on the top, the seams. At the panel bond, I think worked really well, except it was fast. You got to be ready to go. I mean, it was gooing up in 10 minutes. But thanks, guys, for your help, Tommy and Eric. And see you guys in the next one. Peace.